Hello, this is our second book. We're going to read about our communities, and this is more widespread because this is all about Los Angeles. The name of our book is Larry Gets Lost in Los Angeles. And here's our title page, and it's illustrated by John Skewes, and he is also the one that wrote the book with Michael Mullin. This is Pete. This is Larry. To them, an adventure is never scary. They love a new city and all kinds of fun. Their visit today is a place in the sun. In the plane, they were thinking about where they would be next. Then they landed near an LAX, Los Angeles International Airport. Outside, Mom and Dad got the car. They went to Randy's Donuts in Inglewood. Then they drove for a while, but they didn't get far. The LA freeways, the interchange between the 101 and the 405 freeways, is the busiest in America. There was so much to do at the first stop they'd planned. It was some kind of magical otherworld land. Disneyland Road exit. So the Disneyland Resort, Disney's first theme park, has entertained children of all ages for more than 50 years. After riding and playing, they drove in their car to a strange kind of pond, like a big pit of tar. La Brea tar pits, animal bones and fossils, some over 10,000 years old, are discovered in the tar every day. From the grim of the tar, things got suddenly clean. Every storefront and car on this street was pristine. Kind of flashy, Pete said as they wandered on through, and a bit too expensive for me and for you. What was this next place? Larry could not tell. It looked like musicians in a giant clamshell. Then, that's the Hollywood Bowl. Officially opened in 1922. The Bowl is an outdoor theater designed to fit into the hillside. Then they arrived at a bustling place where wide-eyed wonder filled most every face. Hollywood Boulevard. While looking at footprints of famous feet from the Grauman's Chinese Theater, it's a tradition for movie stars to leave their handprints or their footprints in the cement sidewalk in front of the theater. But while looking at footprints of famous feet, Larry suddenly realized he wasn't with Pete. On the sidewalk were stars, each one with a name, yet he saw no Pete star. So much for fame. The Hollywood Walk of Fame, there are over 3 miles of stars along the sidewalk on Hollywood Boulevard and Vine Street, honoring stars of television, movies, music, radio, and theater. Hollywood The Hollywood sign, the 50-foot letters originally read Hollywoodland. It was shortened to Hollywood in 1949. A huge sign seemed to give Larry a clue, but a dog can't read, so what could he do? He passed a tall building that looked like a stack and wondered, was he on the right track? There's the Capitol Records building. It's a light on top. The light on top of the building blinks HOLLYWOOD in Morse code. I didn't know that. His search took him past some peculiar scenes with people pretending for big camera machines. They all seemed too busy to help a lost mutt. When he ran through each scene, he heard someone yell, "Cut! Cut!" There's the movie studios. The movie business started in Los Angeles, and all the big companies still have studios here. It's common to see movies and TV shows filming on the city's streets. It seemed that everyone everywhere was out to get him. Even a fish with big jaws. But Larry didn't let him. This is at Universal Studios. The studio tour, the famous studio tour, has been thrilling visitors since 1964. Tourists ride a tram through floods, earthquakes, and a real working studio. Soon he found himself high up on a hill where a building stood set apart, quiet and still. From the domed roof, a telescope pointed up high. This was clearly a place for those searching the sky. It's the Griffith Observatory. Since opening in 1935, more people have looked through the observatory's telescope than any other telescope in the world. And here's all the planets: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. One building he saw had tremendous appeal. It was big and shiny, like waves of steel. He heard beautiful music playing within, but outside a strange dog looked back at him. Look, that's his reflection. Walt Disney Concert Hall. This is the home of the LA Philharmonic Orchestra, and it was designed by Frank Gehry and is covered in stainless steel. There were always more places to search and explore. From a huge round building, he heard a crowd roar. He ran past the fans, all dressed in their blue, hoping that Pete might be cheering there too. There's Dodger Stadium. Dodger Stadium was built in 1962, a few years after the Dodgers moved from Brooklyn, New York. This stadium has hosted 8 World Series. Well, one of the busier streets he found had markets and history all around. The people bustling here and there put a feel of fiesta in the air. There's Oliveira Street. Yep, this Mexican marketplace in the oldest part of downtown boasts 27 historical buildings. Then a truck of treats made Larry's eyes go wild. With no sign of Pete, he just hitched a ride. Meanwhile, Pete's family rode a tram to a museum. They searched for Larry, but just didn't see him. They went to the Getty Museum. In addition to priceless works of art, the museum grounds include a giant central garden, designed to be art itself. Well, on a beach, Larry saw muscle guys lifting weights, and some folks with tattoos and others on skates. A guitar-playing guy gave Larry some food. He was helpful, though he thought everyone's name was Dude. He read the dog's collar and sent a quick text. Somehow Larry knew a reunion was next. That was at Venice Beach. The boardwalk, as it is known, is famous for an unusual mix of vendors, performers, and visitors. Well, a little ways up that very same beach was a fun-filled pier. He saw Pete within reach. If you can see him, looks like Pete is hugging Larry right there. He ran up and jumped up and licked his pal's face. Pete held tight onto his leash, just in case. So that's the Santa Monica Pier. The pier, which opened in 1909, has a full amusement park that includes the landmark Ferris wheel. Well, Pete shared with Larry the things he had seen and wondered out loud just where Larry had been. Then they fell fast asleep as the car drove away. It had been quite an adventurous day. The end.